Tomorrow I turned 29 and it's scary. And I've been thinking a lot about everything I've learned in my 20s, the wins, the failures, the mistakes I'd never admit out loud before. So I wrote down 29 lessons, not motivational quotes, real lessons. Some of them hurt, some of them changed my life, and some I learned the hard way. So if you are in your 20s or 30s, I promise at least one of these will hit you exactly when you need it. Lesson number 1, get your faith in order. Believe in something bigger than yourself. It will anchor you when everything else falls apart. Doesn't even matter what religion, you just have to believe in something, because without it, your life will fall apart. I've learned this the hard way. And even when I was growing up as a Catholic, I wasn't really very religious, but around 25, 26, when I turned 25, 26, it was like my life was falling apart and I had an epiphany. And then I just went to church and asked God. I was so lost and He showed me the way, He helped me. And I wouldn't be where I am today without my belief in God. So get your faith in order. Lesson number 2, love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Take care of your body. It's your temple and the only one you'll ever have. You won't have another body. You'll only get one body for the rest of your life. So whatever you're doing, lack of sleep, you're eating bad food, you're not exercising, you're not moving. I wish I learned this early when I was in my teenage years or 20s. You gotta stay active. You gotta watch what you're eating. It doesn't mean that you can't eat good food or cake or pizza. You just have to balance and make sure to eat within your calorie deficit level or zone. So love yourself. It doesn't even mean just your health, the food that you eat. It also means like you gotta love your mind. You gotta be kind to whatever things you say to yourself, because that will affect how you live your day-to-day lives. Lesson number 3, family is everything. Fix your relationships with them. Even when the world turns against you, you've completely messed up. At the end of the day, your family will be the ones still standing by your side. So I had this experience when I was in my mid-20s, and I had a couple fights with my dad, with my auntie, and it wasn't good. But at the end of the day, when you need them, they're still gonna be there for you. So love your family, they're everything. And it feels good to live in an evil world or a scary world where you have a brother, you have a father, mother, you have a sister, and it feels like life is easier to live knowing that you have someone like a family. All right, lesson number 4, work-life balance does not exist in your 20s. Work hard now, build the foundation, and balance will come around 27 to 35 to 40. You can't skip that chapter. So when I was in my early 20s, I used to work 14, 16, even 18 hours. I was very addicted to work, very workaholic, and I managed to build a good foundation and managed to master the skills. So now I get to work remotely, and I still work even on weekends, but my work isn't that heavy like it used to, because I mostly delegate some of the things now. Plus I have AI, so it's easier for me to work now. It's easier for you guys, you younger ones, easier for you now. You guys can vibe code and everything. But please realize that work-life balance does not exist in your 20s. You gotta work hard, you gotta learn it. Because when I was doing it on my first years, I was working a full-time job, I was doing a part-time job, and I was learning, building my own business, learning every day. And then the moment one of my business took off, it started to snowball and it was easier. And then I just started scaling and everything. So yeah, work-life balance does not exist in your 20s. So don't waste your weekends. My weekends was just about working, building on my business, handling clients, taking calls, even on Sundays. So work-life balance does not exist in your early 20s. All right, lesson number 5, you have to keep moving. You have to keep trying. If you stay still, and you won't be there when luck finally shows up. So you gotta be there when it shows up, and you will regret it for the rest of your life if you're not there. So you gotta keep moving, gotta keep showing up, gotta keep trying. Because the moment when luck arrives, all those hard work, all those years, it will just skyrocket, and you'd be able to scale your business or even hit home runs. Lesson number 6, don't numb the pain. Whether it's pills or alcohol or anything else, it doesn't fix what's broken. You gotta get real help. If you can't, you gotta change your environment or address the root, not the symptom. I've learned this the hard way, and until now, I still drink a little bit, but I am completely off the meds and stuff, because it does affect how you work and how you interact with people, and it fucks up your emotions and how your brain thinks. So whatever you're going through, better days are coming. Get real help. I would highly suggest for you to get real help, even from a friend or a professional. It took me a long time to get real help, but when I did, life just became easier. Number 7, be picky with who you associate with. You will become who you spend the most time with. It's not a motivational quote. That's just how it works. So I used to hang out with a bunch of friends who were, they don't get me wrong, they were good friends, but they were not trying, they were not eating healthy, they were not working out, and it felt like they were already content with what they have. So I kind of left them and stopped hanging out with them. And the moment I hang out with people who worked out a lot, who eat healthy, who go to webinars or seminars, and people who are doing business, my life started to turn around as well. My business started to take off, because you will become who you spend the most time with. So you gotta be picky with who you associate with. Lesson number 8, you gotta save and invest. Once you have liquidity, put it to work. Build your I don't need this job money, or people call it fuck you money. That freedom changes everything, how you show up in life. So way back, I used to spend all my money, all the money I get from my online business and my client works, my consultations. I used to spend that in video games, going out, traveling, and I didn't really save, but I feel like that was a phase that I needed to go through. But then I realized, when I wanted to get to the next level, I realized that liquidity is king, and you just can't get to certain group of people or to those levels if you don't have enough liquidity. When there are big opportunities, you kind of miss on those if you don't have that bag. So you gotta save and invest, and when the opportunity comes, you gotta make that liquidity, put in the work, and it will start to snowball. Lesson number 9, write your goals on paper. Break them down into tiny pieces and hit them daily or weekly. You gotta stack the small wins. That's how the big ones actually happen. So there was a moment in my life where I didn't have a structure, I didn't write anything, but I started getting into motivational era, and I was searching, and I was reading, and I encountered this one video wherein this guy actually teaches you how to break down your big goals into smaller ones. So example, let's say you want to hit 6 figures within this year. Thinking about that out loud is a bit scary, it's a bit hard. So you gotta write down the steps on how to get there. Those will be your goals. So you gotta write it down on a piece of paper, and it will start to manifest, because you're gonna do that small habits on building to that level. So what happened to me was, I wanted to reach 6 figures, and to reach that, these were the specific things that I needed to do on my business, and I just kept attacking those lists every day. And then after I think 6 months, I hit 6 figures. So you have to write down all those things, break it down, take the small steps, stack small wins. It's gonna compound. And then once, with a little bit of luck, you're gonna hit a home run. Lesson number 10, you gotta keep creating. Don't just consume, don't just doom scroll on your news feed. Don't just watch videos and movies. You have to build something to make it. Your life is your magnum opus. Treat it that way. Write some essays, write some poems, make some videos, edit some videos, create art, paint, do any art, because write some music. Your life is the art that you're gonna build. Life is all about creation, so you gotta keep creating. Once I started making videos, I started getting more clients, money started coming in, so life is about creation. So lesson number 11, try every job and side hustle you can. Once you find the one that fits, you gotta stick to it and scale it. The experimenting is not wasted time, it's the search. So when I was starting, I actually started as MLM business. I started SEO, video editing, graphics. I tried everything, web development, IT and all that. But after I actually stacked all those skills, after working for so long, I found out that I am good with sales, I am good with this, and then I just made a model, or basically a strategy on what type of services that I want to sell to clients that I could do faster, easier, and that I could get results. And then after that, it just started to click. When it starts to click, money's gonna come in. All right, so you gotta try every job and side hustle you can. Lesson number 12, you gotta stop caring what others think. They're probably not even thinking about you. Everyone is too busy dealing with their own problems. So I used to be scared to start business, to offer services, and my friends will call you like, what is this guy doing? This guy is a try hard, I was really scared about that. But after realizing that caring what others think won't get you nowhere, they're not even thinking about you. Life's just gonna be easier. Stop caring. All of them have their own problems too. Lesson number 13. Never stop learning. You have to read books, you have to listen to podcasts, you have to watch video tutorials, learn, be curious, consume all those learning modules. Because the moment you think you know enough is the moment your growth stops. You gotta keep growing. You gotta stop learning. You gotta keep learning. Don't ever stop. Lesson number 14, be positive and optimistic about the future. You gotta be happy. You gotta do something every day that you're genuinely excited about. Excitement is a signal. You gotta follow it. So let's say you have a day job, right? After your day job, you gotta do something that excites you, that will make you get up early in the morning. You gotta feel the rush, the excitement, the happiness. You gotta be happy and optimistic about the future, because without that, you're not gonna get anywhere and your life's gonna suck. So do something, learn something that gets you excited, and that your excitement, it's a signal. So you gotta follow it. Lesson number 15. Lesson number 15. Start the YouTube channel. Start the vlog. Start it now. You don't need the perfect setup. Just use your phone and go. Like what I have right now, I'm using my phone and I'm going to edit this on my laptop. And that's it. I'm creating. I am starting a video, and if it feels good to create with just the basic tools that I have. I don't have a big camera. I don't have a studio. It's just I'm in a room. Simple phone, laptop, it's good to go. Perfection is just procrastination with better branding. So go ahead, start it. Don't be afraid. Start small, and then once you see some results, once the money starts to come in, invest in the tools, all right? Lesson number 16, learn to love stress and pressure, because that's where the growth lives. If you can handle pressure well, you'll get the salary raise, you land the bigger clients, and you level up. So when I was starting, I actually didn't like pressure and stress. So I was just like, these clients are already enough. I don't want to work anymore. But then, you start to realize that you start to handle stress and pressure better. Then you want to start more. You want to wait. It actually feels good to earn more money, to make more money, to save more money. So, you can provide for your family and you have better quality of life. You get the dream job that you have. So learn how to love stress and pressure. Don't hate it, because that's where the growth lives. Learn to love it. Lesson number 17, your mind is your biggest asset and your biggest enemy. Learn to control it, because if you don't, it will control you. So it's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. If it plays tricks on you, learn how to counter that. Learn how to regulate. Learn about it. All right. So control your mind. Lesson number 18, regulate your emotions. Talk to someone you trust. Don't let things build up until they explode. Feel it, process it, and move forward. Don't just wait for, days and days of keeping that feeling. And then the moment you snap and you crash out, you destroy relationships, you stop working. This will lead to more problems. So the moment you feel something, you have to regulate it. You have to speak it out loud. Talk to someone else, friend, family, your partner. You gotta regulate your emotions. Take a walk, lift some weights, and then after it, regulating it, then you can start, going through it. You start solving the problems. Lesson number 19, life is hard. Everything is hard, but you get to choose your hard. Being broke is hard. Building something is hard. Choose the one that leads somewhere. Lesson number 20, your first business will probably fail, and that's okay. It's not failure, it's tuition. Just don't pay the same lesson twice. So I realized this when I started my first business. It was a drop shipping business, and I spent all my savings on a course and Facebook ads, and I didn't sell any product, but I was very thankful for that, because without my first failed drop shipping, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have learned Facebook ads. I wouldn't have gotten the data. I wouldn't have met other individuals that helped me along the way in this journey. Because after that first failure, I started to save up again, started to search some products, and after fourth, fifth try, I actually had a winning product, and that was actually my first six-figure dropshipping business. So treat it as a tuition. Your first business will probably fail, right? And just be okay with it. Number 21, get a mentor. Stay close to people who are richer or smarter than you. You gotta observe them, gotta download everything they do, upload it into your neural or brain network, apply it to your own life, day-to-day life. You gotta mimic or copy them. Lesson number 22, discipline is everything. Without it, your life is a chaos. It's not glamorous, but it's the one thing that separates people who talk about their dreams from people who live. So I've learned this the hard way, and I wasn't very disciplined about my work, about my job, about my dreams, about my health. But the moment you start stacking those small wins, those disciplines daily, those habits, your life will start to turn around. So discipline is everything. Lesson number 23, don't forget to smile. If you died today, would you really want your last expression to be a frown? Find the joy. It's always there somewhere. Maybe playing a video game, talking to your family, hang out with your friends, your partner, going for a walk, your dog. Don't forget to smile, okay? Lesson number 24, stop doing everything the same. Change your route to work, try a new restaurant, visit a city you've never been to. New experiences rewire your brain and expand who you are. Because the moment you do everything the same every day, it's going to feel like you're stuck and you're not gonna go anywhere. So, go to a different cafe, try a different food for today, try a different city, live there for 3 days, stay there, staycation 3 days, try this new hotel. Just stop doing everything the same. Lesson number 25, learn to be alone. Learn how to sit in silence and be okay with it. Solitude is not loneliness, it's where you find out who you actually are. So even to this day, I still do this most of the week. I try to be in the room or somewhere quiet for an hour, no phone, no books, no anything, no stimulation, just me and my mind, and I just let all the emotions and thoughts flow in my mind, and I just breathe and relax. I just let it all flow, and it feels good. It feels good to regulate those and just be okay with sitting still, being silent, and being alone with your own thoughts. It's scary at first time. Maybe do it for 10, 15, or 20 minutes. And then the moment you start doing it more and more, try to do it at least 1 hour, maybe once or twice a week. But I try to do it three times a week. That really helps me with stress and all, and anxiety. So yeah, learn to be alone. Number 26, you gotta lift weights, man. Lift weights, you gotta get those gains. You gotta do it at least 3 times a week, and then you gotta have some cardio. Run 3-4 times a week, maybe pickleball, basketball, tennis. You gotta have something, some type of cardio. Bicycle, swimming, and you gotta lift. It is the foundation of a longer and healthier, sharper life. Lesson number 27, you gotta invest in good tools. You have to buy the best laptop you can afford for your work, get the right shoes for training, equip yourself properly. The right gear is not vanity, it's an investment in your output. So if you don't have a good laptop, you can't edit good photos, good videos, then your output won't be that good and clients won't hire you, right? So you gotta try and invest in good tools. Lesson number 28, we are the lucky ones. We are the ones who get to be alive, to feel things, build things, love people, and leave something behind. Don't waste it. Last but not the least, lesson number 29. Until death, all defeat is psychological. As long as you're alive, failure is only temporary, reversible, and a mental construct rather than a final reality. You gotta get back up when you fail, stand again, fight, try again, and create your own reality. Again, until death, all defeat is psychological. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. These 29 lessons, I'm still learning them. I don't have everything figured out. I'm just a few steps ahead of who I used to be. If even one of this helped you, that's enough for me. And if you're on your own journey right now, keep going. Seriously, you are closer than you think. And I'll see you on the next one.